I normally just check on it quick to make sure it's all good, and also gives people a
I got you
second to
switch
get
up
in.
on my
Okay,
gaming PC. I'll be able to see it.
then that means I only gotta check on my YouTube. Okay,
Like
okay, we're good there. Hell yeah, we are up and
you're good.
live. Hell yeah. So I'm just gonna do a quick intro. So when I do an edited version of this, I can just like edit some of the dead air out, and it'll start with the intro, and then it'll go into us talking just right away. What's up? It's your boy Yurgy here. We got a special episode for you guys today. We got someone who is an OG Splitgate player. He's been in the Splitgate community for a while. He was one of the first MVPs, among the first, at least from my knowledge, and he was also one of the first MVPs to be kicked out of the program. Today, though, we got our boy Yeti. He even after being kicked out, though, he stayed a big part of the community, constantly streamed, and honestly, that's why I wanted to have him on, because when I first came into the community, he is one of those first streamers who I got to know well. It was him, Cows, and I believe Swags were like among the first streamers. Doctor died too. I gotta throw his,
Oh,
yeah,
Dr.
I do gotta throw
Goodness.
his name out because I haven't seen him in a while, but he was he, he was a really nice guy. Um,
Oh yeah.
yeah, all those guys were probably among the first streamers I really got to know and meet in the Splitgate community, and Yeti was probably just one of the chillest guys ever. So I had to have him on. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing really good, honestly.
Hell yeah.
I'm chilling, I'm vibing. It's my day off work, so this
Hell
worked
yeah.
out
Hell
perfectly.
yeah. If you don't mind me asking, what do you do for work?
I'm a cook.
You're a
I
cook.
work in a
Okay.
restaurant.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. You know, we gamers, we have our different odds and ends jobs. I personally, I work for a steel and die company, so it's not like I'm doing anything too crazy. It's just gaming's my passion. Work pays the bills.
Oh, absolutely. That's how it ends up in the day.
Yep. Yep. One of the first questions I normally like to ask my guests when they come on is, how did you first get into gaming? Like, what was the first console you played, and what was the first game you remember playing? Because I feel like as gamers, that's something we should all know.
Oh my God, there's so many differences. I think the first memory that I actually had of gaming
Mm-hmm.
was it was an old Battlefield game. I don't remember exactly which one it was. I wouldn't be able to pinpoint it. It would have been probably 2004,
Okay. Okay. Hell yeah.
5 maybe. And I was sitting on my dad's lap in his office chair,
Hell yeah.
and he was moving the character around, and I was playing with the mouse and shooting people. And I just remember we were sniping, and
Okay.
just like I was just beaming people with a sniper rifle at like 4 or 5 years old.
That's great. I'm not gonna lie, Battlefield sniping was one of my favorite things ever. So that's honestly amazing to hear that. That's like how you got started.
Right?
Honestly. By the way, I'm sorry for my voice. I feel like I'm losing it a bit. Just been a little sick, so
All good.
a little rough. Um, yeah, let's honestly let's get into Splitgate a bit. Well, no, actually, before Splitgate, I want to hear how you got into streaming because that's something I don't think I heard your story on how you ever got started. How did you get started on streaming? What was your first game, and was it Splitgate?
It was not Splitgate, I will
Okay.
say that. I got into Splitgate a little bit after I started streaming. Pretty much how I got into streaming was during COVID. I was watching a bunch of people on Twitch, and like I was thinking, like, hey, I'm playing all these video games. What's it like to stream it?
Yeah.
Like, I obviously know people stream their games live and all that. So I go on and I start the game at the time, bad as it is Dead by Daylight.
Okay. I mean, it's not the worst, but
It's pretty bad. But yeah, so I got in with a couple of people on Dead by Daylight and made a couple of friends as streamers. I mean, get to them a couple subs and stuff like that. And was like, hey, you think if I tried to stream, maybe you'd want to stream together, do something like that, like play together? And they're like, yeah, no, totally. If you start
Oh
streaming,
yeah.
we'll help you out and everything. Like it was a really supportive community that I got into in DBD. But
Hell
the
yeah.
game is just so toxic. But yeah, I
Ah,
started
okay.
streaming and then played DBD, had some friends. I got affiliated literally my first week
Okay.
of streaming, which is
That's
crazy.
actually insane. I think
Yeah,
me personally, it took like a month and a half to get affiliated. So you getting in like a
yeah,
week, that's kind of insane. Honestly, especially you started before they lowered the restrictions as well too.
yeah.
Yeah, so you had to get it was probably like an average of what, 5 followers or 7?
You needed 50 followers.
Oh,
You needed 3 average viewers, and you needed to stream 7 times in a month. I think it was.
okay, so they literally just lowered it. Then when I
Or
started, it was the same thing. So I got affiliated literally the month before the restriction like completely dropped. So
yeah.
from my understanding, it was even higher before the 50 followers and the 3 average
Oh
viewers.
shit.
Yeah. So like they had dropped it down to that. Apparently, it was even higher before.
That's that's crazy.
Yeah. What's up, Bam? How you doing? Uh,
I was just about to say
yeah.
that.
No, Bam's he just started streaming himself. He plays on PlayStation, and he's been like Easter egg hunting in Splitgate too. And honestly, I always got to give him a
Oh,
shout out.
yeah. Let me give him a follow.
Yeah, no, he's definitely worth the follow, 100%. Um, so how did you get into Splitgate then? When did you first hear about it?
Um, it would have been 2020, I believe.
Hmm.
I did get into Splitgate pretty relatively close to when I started streaming.
Okay.
So it was about 2020. Uh, and I remember the game had like a player base of like 300 players, 400 players, something like that.
Was this before the big c-
Yeah, this is pre-crossplay.
console? Okay. Pre
Yeah, pre-crossplay,
pre
Splitgate
crossplay.
1. And when I went into that, I was also playing another game called Fuser at the time, which I was also an ambassador for Fuser, which was really nice. But so I had a solid player viewer base from Fuser, and I was like, hey guys, I'm gonna go end the Fuser off here tonight, and I'm gonna go play this new game that I found called Splitgate.
Mm-hmm.
And I would try to bring a bunch of people over to see Splitgate. Most of the time, all my viewers would either drop or tank, disappear. That's fine. Splitgate's not their game.
Yeah.
But a couple of them stayed around, and people started to realize that this game was actually like really cool.
Yeah.
And I think I found Splitgate actually through an Instagram ad,
Yeah.
an OG Instagram ad, like 2020. It was wild. Like I never would have even imagined that. And I saw it and I was like, they're going through portals and shooting each other. I have to check this out. Like,
Yes.
sick.
Exactly. No,
Oh,
I had heard through it through a YouTube ad, so like I'm kind of on the same thing. It's like you see just some paid streamer like playing it, and you're like, but they're going through portals. That's kind of cool. I need to try that out.
but
Yeah.
yeah, because the player base was so small at the time when I
Mhm.
joined, it was really nice to. It was really, really, really easy to get in with everybody and the
Yep.
community and all the devs and all that. So like, from talking to Endo personally to like playing with
Yep.
Ben, I was playing with Ben the other day.
Yeah.
Is they're just an amazing team,
They
and the
are.
more they grow, the more they do. It's awesome.
Uh, and I want to ask, what was it like then being there at the beginning and then seeing it boom and hit crossplay? Like, what was that experience like?
For a couple players, it was kind of controversial, uh,
Okay.
but we all wanted more players to the game, so we all wanted more to our community.
Yep.
That was no doubt between anybody. So the majority of everybody was all in for it,
Yep.
and it was crazy actually seeing almost similar things happen with the crossplay and the Splitgate
The
2.
two. Yeah. Because I wasn't there for the crossplay boom because I didn't hear about it till the map editor was
Yeah,
added. But this whole division in the community ever since the even them announcing they're gonna start working on a Splitgate 2 has been just crazy to me, to be honest, because like in my eyes as someone who plays FPS a lot, works on maps, Splitgate 1 just it was a concept game. Like in the purest form, like it was fun. Like I won't deny how fun and how novel that experience was, but it wasn't a complete game, and there were some fundamental problems it had.
there was give him some leeway. There was quite a bit of problems that were in that game too.
Yeah, like there were problems that it wasn't their fault though. Like I'm not gonna sit here and be like, "Hey, you guys made a completely shit game." It's like it was a college project that they made to be that good.
Yeah,
Honestly,
and for what they did with it, they did fucking amazing. Obviously, because they have now an entire team of like what 100 people.
almost 200.
Is there 200 now? Damn, let's go,
Yeah,
guys.
it's a little under 200 from what I know. It's like 150 to 200.
Yeah,
So they
that's
got,
crazy.
and that was within the last year though. So they didn't upsize until I think they showed us the first alpha, and then after
Oh,
that they
that makes sense though.
they started to hire on more and more. So they didn't have that whole staff for the whole 3 years, and I want to put that in people's minds. Like for the past 3 years, it wasn't the almost 200 staff. It was like 50 people making the game. So the fact that those 50 people were able to do what they did is kind of cool.
I
Oh
just
yeah.
fucking loved it. I just loved it. So,
Continuing on the timeline, I touched on it just a little bit. What was it like hearing about them moving on from Splitgate and starting to make Splitgate 2?
um, it was interesting because we didn't really know how they were gonna take it. We didn't know what it was gonna be like, anything like that,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody was excited.
Yeah.
But it was just a crazy thing to hear, honestly.
It kind of was like for me as someone who was working in the map editor a lot, we were waiting on a lot of updates to come for the map editor because it was truly in a beta state that whole time. Like they were
Yeah,
constantly
absolutely.
fixing and changing stuff, and to hear that we weren't going to get any more updates when there's some things that we really wanted, it kind of it hurt. But at the same time, like knowing that it was gonna they're putting their efforts to like fix those problems in the next game to give us a better foundation, it got me
Yeah,
excited at the same time. So as like upsetting as it was, like I was ready to kind of get that next game.
yeah. The wait was definitely hugely anticipated. I was
Yeah.
in a couple of the private playtests too. Unfortunately, I couldn't actually get into them. Like I got accepted, but I couldn't play them because they were just at times where I was at work or
Oh, okay.
something like that.
Yeah, that like their a lot of their playtests before they launched were very limited, and they had very like you had 3 to 4 hours to play, and if you weren't available for those 3 to 4 hours, you didn't get to play at all.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
it I can understand that, but I think I only got into one closed alpha test, if I'm correct, and beyond that, I only got into the closed beta. Then, uh,
Yeah.
so I don't know. I had some fun testing it. At first, I was a little worried because things just weren't feeling quite right. But it was when they finally launched the beta. Oh no, not the beta. It was the final alpha in February, when things
Yeah.
started feeling more normal. Like this,
Yeah.
this feels better. This feels smoother.
There
There were still,
was one thing
yeah, there's
before
still
we
like small things here and there, but like the core of the game kind of felt right, like finally.
So the one thing that I've said constantly and consistently is Splitgate 1 is a Portal game with shooters built into it, and Splitgate 2 is a shooter game with portals built into it.
Yes, 100%, 100%. Like with Splitgate 2, they actually had the mindset of let's make an FPS game, and then still have our portals work in these maps and this style of play. And I personally think they did a pretty good job.
I do too. I just think they need more portal walls.
Um,
Any more places to portal behind people.
you know what? On some maps, I might agree, but I feel like that they honestly have found a pretty good balance between having portals to do your plays and preventing you from just spamming them constantly. Because,
No, absolutely. And you're right. They have the portal lines everywhere.
yeah,
There are portal lines. If you don't know where they are, you just gotta keep your eye out. There are some carpets out there.
the best way to think about it when you're going through your portals, look left, look right, or look left, look right, look left, look right, and you'll find the portals. They're always going to be there. Like the level designers have this theory of how they put the portal walls throughout their maps to where you can always look left or right and you're going to find a portal wall to put your portal down on. That's um,
Absolutely.
that's the best way.
It's just
Yeah,
how it is.
yeah, yeah. And the whole name of the game is to portal. Like it's the same as going into Fortnite and being like, I don't want to build. Well, at that point, don't play the game. Like that's me. Like I don't play Fortnite because I don't build. Like to me, building's not my forte. So I play Splitgate
Exactly.
and I portal.
Portaling is.
Portaling's my forte, and I love it. Honestly.
Exactly.
Um. So we were talking a little bit before the stream about our playtime on Splitgate 2 ever since the beta launch. Why don't you go ahead and tell us, stream, what your playtime has been, and then we can get into how enjoyable that playtime has been.
Should I start with my Splitgate 1 hours?
Uh, yeah, go with your Splitgate 1 hours.
Okay, so on Splitgate 1, as of concurrent, I have 1,655.9 hours.
Wait, say that again?
1,655.9.
That's on the higher end. I'm again like I'm a little close to you, but definitely behind. Definitely behind.
Yeah.
That's
And then
crazy.
Splitgate 2, I have 109.6 hours.
109.6 hours. Game's only been out. Let me remind you, 3 weeks. Ever since beta launch, it's been out 3 weeks, guys. This man has that, and you work a full time job.
Yeah.
This man is crazy. Okay, let's start with the beta. Playing the beta, what were your initial thoughts going in, and then what were they as you got your first couple games in?
Uh, Honestly, my initial thoughts were find all the portal routes that I could. Find where I can portal. So I
That's fair.
can obviously use them to get behind people and
I think
route through the maps, but
Yeah, I think I did a similar thing too, where when I first got my hands on it, I wasn't even as worried about trying the guns out as I was just learning the maps and learning how to portal around the maps, because that's a huge part of actually playing Splitgate is learning where to portal, because if you know that, your gaming experience is going to be so much better.
yeah. And your movement is gonna be
So yeah,
better.
so much better. Like you're going to get caught off guard so much less.
I do remember when the servers were doing their funk and they were up and down.
Yep.
There was a point where I was able to actually get in, but obviously there was no games. But I hopped on private match.
Yeah.
Private match is actually banging on Splitgate 2, bro. It
The
is so good.
On that note, the only problem with private matches and custom games right now is we cannot save custom game modes. So you can only
Oh, you can't.
no, you can't save them. So you have to customly change them every time. So they're
Okay.
working. From my understanding, they are working on a change for that. It's just we don't know when we're gonna see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not their top priority right now.
No, they have a lot of other things that they need to figure out, and the custom community is the community that will wait the longest. So,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, there was definitely the server problems going on. How did that affect you in playing?
I mean, there was definitely like I think I did a stream one night that was 6 hours or something like that, and
Okay.
I think I ended up playing for about an hour and a half of that entire stream.
Yeah,
Maybe 2 hours of game time, but that's pushing it.
I remember when that was going on because the map editor there was problems that people were having, but since I'm on PC, all I really had to do was just go in my lobby and not leave it. So as long as I stayed in my match, I wasn't getting kicked. So I did like a solid 10-hour, 11-hour stream that night where I was
Yeah.
just building and I did not leave my build lobby at all.
Not until the servers came back up. Yes.
Exactly.
You know.
Um yeah, but then we had the full launch of the game and with that came the Summer Games Fest. Um I think you're the perfect person to talk about this with and just comment on what happened there. What are your thoughts?
Really haven't seen the Summer Games Fest post yet.
Really? Have you
Oh,
just been
oh,
ignoring all of Twitter?
are we talking about the hat?
Yes, we're talking about the hat.
Oh, God. The fucking hat,
The
bro.
fucking hat guy.
Fucking hat. That's all. Just the fucking hat, man.
That's all Twitter has been going on about ever since the launch of Splitgate, and it's like people are still talking about it. Like I've
So
personally on Twitter side, I've dropped it. Like I don't care anymore. Like I've said my piece, and I'm gonna move on.
I literally retweeted it. I was like, oh fucking
It's a fucking hat, guys. It's like I'm.
whatever, man.
But then there was also the $80 bundle. What is
Uh,
your thoughts on that? Because again, there
that,
is that
sorry.
that blew up too.
Yeah, I was honestly really concerned about that, and there might be a clip of it on my stream where
I'll put in.
I looked at it right away, and as soon as I saw it, and I was like, wait a minute, what? And then I went to the purchase menu to see how much split coin I'd have to buy. I would have had to buy $134 worth of split coin because I live in Canada. Price is a little different.
Yeah,
But just to buy that bundle, I would have had to buy $134 worth of split coin. I was like, excuse me, I'm not playing Valorant here, am I? Like,
that is the feeling
hell
I
is this?
got too. At the same time, I wasn't like that upset either. Like it was kind of like a yeah, this needs to change, but I'm not gonna stop playing the game over it either. It's just kind of
Yeah.
a
It's just like maybe I'm not gonna spend as much money on this game as I thought I was.
exactly. I did get it though because
You buy the Founders Bundle.
I did get that. Yeah, because for me it wasn't even about the skins. It was more, for one, it unlocks all the weapons without having to level up the factions.
I didn't even realize that when I bought it.
Yeah, no, that was the main reason I got it because I spent so much time in the map editor. I didn't have any of the weapons unlocked. So, like,
Makes
for
sense.
me, it was just an easy way to get that unlocked to where I can don't have to worry about it. Again, another thing I want to see changed is we need to be able to use any weapon attachment or perk in customs. I don't know why that's not a thing already.
Oh,
You
like it depends on your actual personal level.
yes,
Oh, okay, yeah, no, that needs to be changed.
that needs to be changed. I'm hoping it gets changed too. Same with power weapons. Power weapons are a random pickup still. I don't know if
So you can't select specific power weapons.
no, not yet. Uh, it's basically randomized. It apparently has some sort of different random list rotation that can
Okay.
change, but it's a dev thing. Like we don't have any control yet. And yeah, it was just kind of weird how that was all set up. But to be fair, we got the map editor a lot earlier than we were originally supposed to, from what I heard. From the people that were testing it, apparently they were asked if they should wait to release it, and everyone who tested it basically said, "I don't care how buggy it is, just release it." And
Give it to everybody.
I'm kind of on the same page. It's like I don't care how buggy the map editor is. I want it as soon as I can get my hands on it.
It was a beta.
Yeah,
Now it's not. So
I mean,
now we can blame them for bugs.
the map editor is still technically a beta in my eyes. So it was never meant to really come out this early. The fact that it is here early, I'm happy for, and I'm not gonna knock it for having glitches. Honestly,
Yeah, no, I I'm never mad about a glitch. There's a funny thing. Last night, oh, we were playing BR actually. We were playing the
yeah.
battle royale last night. I was playing with Summer Sausages and a couple other guys. Um, One of them ended up flying through the air and getting stuck inside of a rock,
That happens.
and
Yeah.
we all died and respawned on them. We almost won the game solely due to being out of the map, which I would have reported immediately. But I have the clip for it.
I had
Uh,
something similar happen, but what happened was we were just dropping out. It was the beginning of the match. Person waited till we were right after the arc of the portal, but like right
yeah,
before we actually went through the portal, so we're still on the map. And we got
yeah.
stuck behind the big portal arch, and we were just
Oh
stuck
shit.
there. And the other people, they were in like a kill zone. I was stuck in a spot that had no kill zone at all, so I was just stuck there. And like, they respawned, I think, and then just died. And then it basically got to the point where we were the final five teams, and then the circle finally came in and
Yeah,
swooped me up. But that was
yeah. So two other teams on our match. It was us and two other teams, and when we were under the rock, one of the teams got wiped by one of the other teams, so we ended up getting second place instead of third too.
that's hilarious. I just
All died the flying off the map.
honestly having some glitches in your game just reminds me of old school gaming too. Like old school games always had those like just random glitches in these weird spots, and you could
Like
just
the famous Mario Star,
Skyrim.
the weird Skyrim. Yeah.
Dude, you ever play like OG Skyrim was such a buggy mess, and you can even get like current versions where you play it and it still has some of the old school bugs that they never patched out.
Yeah.
Yo, we got Owen in the building. Okay. Yeah, but how has the BR experience been for you? Like, how have you felt about the changes that they've added with it, and how do you feel about a BR mode in general?
We'll start off with the BR mode. I really didn't think they were going to add it. Honestly, I thought it was going to be something else.
Yeah.
Like my prediction was a finals style game mode, where it's kind of like a tournament thing where you get like multiple teams on multiple games,
I had heard some
and then
people
you
talk
close
about
up
that.
stuff like that. Like you face off, face off, face off. The last two teams, but it was a BR, and I was
I mean,
really just wondering how they were going to do it.
yeah, same. Like, how would Splitgate actually do it? And what they did with the portals, at first, I was very unhappy with. I would not lie. Like, my first game or two, was verbally throwing fits because I'm so used to playing takedown and just portaling around the maps like a madman. I
To point out on Owen here, buddy, 2 days ago on the BR, you literally said I was frying, so you were following me, supporting me. Yeah, you can't
Owen
say you carry my
always wanted to talk shit.
ass.
Um, no, I think my first game though, I started portaling around like it was takedown, and I got right into the middle of a fight and I started popping shots, but then I started getting shot at, so I went to portal away, and I'm like, oh no,
Portal.
no, there's no portal there.
I was super, super, super concerned about a BR because I was, like I said, like, how are they going to do it? And as much as I hate the portal cooldown, I like the upgrades, and it is honestly an absolutely needed thing in the BR because if
Yeah.
the portal cooldown wasn't there, people who portal like me and Owen and like all the triple portalers, we would just absolutely shred it. It would kill the entire game mode.
Yeah, it really would, because I was even thinking about it too. Like, if we were to do that, we would finish killing one squad, we'd hear this next squad that's just a couple buildings away, and we'd be there in a second just to mow them down.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it'd be like a game of takedown, and that's not what you want in a BR. Like
exactly.
the respawning aspect of it, like takedown, is actually really cool. I like how they kept
I
that.
really like it too.
Yeah,
I think
it's
it's a perfect balance because
yes.
it's a fast paced fight, and you'll definitely get if you don't get your first shots in, you're probably gonna get killed first.
I would disagree with that. I've been able to do some outplays, but you're normally using your movement and your abilities to do the outplays. You're not actually going to be shooting the whole time.
Hey, slags.
Swaggy poo coming in.
You too, brother.
Oh yeah, and I need to ask real quick, Owen, why does everyone like playing against me in ranked? I am not good. Do you guys just like taking my
It's just easy elo.
elo? Like, what is this? Yes, okay, that's why. Cause like I'm high enough elo to be placed against pros, but not good enough to actually win. That's the thing. Freelo,
That's
yeah, that that's what it
funny.
is. Okay. I swear, because it's not just him. There's a couple other people who play ranked a lot who just love it when I play ranked. It's like, come on, guys, this
Oh,
isn't cool.
you want to hear something crazy, Yurgy? You know how I was a bit avoider of ranked in the first game?
Yeah,
I'm going for it in the second game.
going for. I think it's gonna be a lot easier this time since you're not gonna have as bad of portal spammers. They're still like, yes,
Built already.
what?
I got a team already.
You already got a team? Oh shit! Oh
Just
shit!
a little team.
Are you gonna announce who the team is?
I can, yeah.
Oh. Ranked
Um,
of Splitgate. What else swags? Ranked Splitgate. It's gonna come. It's coming now. It should be in 2 to 3 weeks if I'm correct.
group
Ranked.
chat some here. Group chat. Did I lose our group chat?
Oh no. Owen, not today. Another day. How about I do? We'll do one after ranked actually drops. Okay. Wait for when they fry me in ranked.
There we go. I found it. So as of right now, we have Aries, three Aries.
3 Aries.
Yeah, that's his name.
3 Aries. Okay.
Cringy, yeah, Cringy Sponge is
Cringy
also another
Sponge.
streamer,
Okay.
and Demir Souls.
Demir Souls. I do know Demir Souls. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Hell yeah. Well, am excited to see you guys compete in some tournaments. I'm currently trying to work with some people to get a map or two of mine in tournaments. I only got one map made so far, so part of that's actually making more maps.
yeah.
But I'm hoping I can get some more finished here. So Owen and Swag just going off in chat. Hi, Dad. Oh my God. I can't believe I'm gonna have to minimize this for a sec here. Um,
Uh,
yeah. What are you looking forward to though in the future? Like, I know we're gonna be seeing ranked here in about 2 to 3 weeks. What ranked modes would you like to see most?
uh, I know everybody wants me to say takedown, so takedown,
Well, yeah,
obviously.
obviously takedown. But
um,
to be fair, right now with how the game's set up, takedown feels like the current ranked mode.
oh yeah,
It does.
absolutely.
It does.
Um, I would say I might not want Firecracker. I didn't like Firecracker initially,
Yeah.
but I've really warmed up to it recently.
Okay.
Um, Honestly, the Sandstorm Grenade is so overpowered, it's ridiculous.
I, I was
Especially in
telling people from the alpha that sandstorm grenade in high level play is gonna be OP. People are gonna be spamming it.
Marbles too, bro. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's so good. Like, cause if you get like two people with it, and then you have a Meridian for the cooldowns, those two people can just spam the sand grenade, and now you're completely choking off away from portaling into play. And at high level play, that means everything.
Oh yeah.
So in tournaments, you're gonna see the sandstorm grenade used a lot. Trust.
Oh, absolutely. 100%. I think in higher level play, Meridian and Sabrask are absolutely needed.
Yes,
Like 110%.
100%. No, I agree. Just because of their weapon sand kit and their abilities, it just makes them overall just a better faction. Eros is only good when you're wanting to mess around. Honestly, that's how I
I
personally
honestly
feel.
love arrows. I really love it. I love their guns.
Yes,
But the rush, I think it needs to be a little bit better in some way.
I think they need to incorporate Eros getting shields again because they took in an earlier build when you did like a stim shot, you got a little bit of a shield. Um,
Oh yeah, now it's different, right?
so
I
what
haven't used this since the alpha.
what happened was is in one of the first alphas, from if I'm correct, a lot of people complained about how overpowered it was, but at the same
I
time the time to
a lot.
kill was a lot shorter back then too.
Yeah,
So I think maybe look at adding that system back into where you maybe get a temporary shield when you use the stim, just to,
yeah,
because I think that's the main problem I see with the stim right now is you're normally using it when you have zero health, and you're normally getting shot within a second or two after using it, and that just completely takes all of the
it
benefits
negates.
of it away. Just
Yeah,
it's gone. It's like, why did I even use this now? I might as well have just used a shock disc to throw them off, you know?
right.
Uh, but how are you feeling about the maps? Like, are there any gripes you have, like besides just wanting more portal walls? Because I know that is, in times, an actual gripe. Yes, I do understand. There are more portal walls that might be needed on certain maps. How do you feel overall, though?
I really like all the maps. I think the level design is really, really good. Blaze and the level design team are doing amazing, honestly. Uh, they feel incorporated as well as like structured and thought out.
Okay.
Like we're not missing anything in detail.
Yeah.
Like they're going into detail with all the maps and hitting every little point too. It's crazy.
No.
I did say in oh what?
No, no. Go, 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 go.
I did say I think it was yesterday on my stream. If the BR map always stays the same like this, would be a wonder of mine. Maybe they're gonna do more big team maps and like
So,
proc shit or something like that. So it's
what I, from my understanding, what the plan with how they have the whole portal systems is, it makes it easier for them to make new sections to then plug and play basically,
Exactly.
which is kind of really cool when you think about it. Because the main problem with BR modes is they get stale. Like you want a fresh map, and Splitgate having the limited budget that they have, despite like the number one thing you'll hear people on Twitter and YouTube say is they had $100 million budget. It's like in this space of gaming though, that only gets you so far. That's not really as big of a budget as you like to make it sound. With everything
Yeah.
they've already done, I wouldn't be surprised if that budget's basically getting down there.
Almost. Yeah.
Yeah, like they're on their last couple dollars to spend for like media and the next couple things, and now they're gonna have to start making money off of their game, and or
Yeah.
they might have it set up
And
to where they're good for another year or two before they really have
yeah.
to worry. But
I really want to point out when they adjusted the price on that $80 skin,
yeah,
and Ian went out and he literally was like, "Yeah, our head marketer or whatever was from Call of Duty, so that makes sense." I was like, "Bro, he called him out like that." It was
he did. I mean,
he honestly he does not have a PR team.
no, no. You,
Tell
you
that.
you can tell he literally just has some social media guy that he hires to do his tweets, and then when he feels like getting on there to say something, he
Nope.
gets on there to say something. All I'm gonna say is the first couple times, like I was like, "Let's fucking go, Ian, yeah," and then after a while, it's like, Ian, you can just turn the camera off. You did your couple videos, man. We're fine now. Let the PR, let the social media guy cook, okay? Let the social media guy cook.
Literally.
Because the social media guy, despite him getting a little, what you might say, toxic for a bit, mwah, it was golden, dude.
Oh, dude, it's perfect.
It was perfectly done in good taste, and then just dropped. You know,
Yeah,
I think this whole thing has been hilarious to me though. It
I
got
love
some,
it.
yeah,
I love it.
I do. Because at the end of the day, like Splitgate's still gonna survive. I only see the player base getting bigger than what it has been before, and to me, that's all I'm here for. Like we're growing. We don't have to be the number one FPS game on the market. We just have to have a
Yeah.
fun and innovative game with a good community. Like, and that brings me to this. The Splitgate community, how do you feel like it's different than most other communities you've been a part of?
Uh, okay, so it's gonna sound weird when I say this. We're toxic, but it's in a good way.
Yeah, I can get on board with that because like we're still competitive players at our soul. Like, because to play Splitgate in a sense, you kind of have to have a little bit of that competitive itch.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we're just wholesome. Like, we're not here to actually be toxic. We're just here to kill you and teabag you. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, begging, believe it or not, for some people that don't know, in OG Splitgate 1, and I still petitioned to try to get this game mode back, I swear to
Yes.
God. We had
Yes.
a game mode, it was kill confirmed, except it wasn't kill confirmed, it was teabag
Teabag
confirmed.
The best
You
game
had
mode
to
ever.
teabag to confirm your kills. It
Yep.
was the best fucking thing.
Best thing ever. Like, and that's why when you get killed by a lot of people in Splitgate, they'll end up teabagging you or shooting your body because to us, that's our hello. How are you doing?
It's the teabag is a Splitgate form of endearment.
Yes, yes. Like we don't mean it to be mean. We just mean it like we got the kill, so we get to confirm the kill.
Exactly.
Hell yeah. Uh, did you hear about the? It was sometime after the last alpha and before the beta. They had put out a survey where they talked about doing a possible mechs mode. Did you hear about that?
No. I think I might have heard a rumor about that. Yeah.
Okay, so they had teased a possible mechs mode in a survey they had put out. How would you feel about having a mech mode in Splitgate?
If it was its own specific mode, I don't know how much I'd
Yeah.
enjoy it. I mean, as long as its own mode, I
I
think it'd be fun.
I would imagine they would use the big team battle maps and just
Yeah.
make it its own separate mode, because this is something I had talked about with the other map builders. The big team maps are really set up to work for multiple different game modes. They're not meant for just one. When you actually analyze its design, that's why they feel kind of shitty as onslaught maps, because they're a little too big and just
Yeah.
blocked up.
Yep.
But in BR, it almost feels perfect. Like it was like, oh wow,
Honestly, straight up. And
yeah,
I've mentioned it too when I was playing Onslaught. Like, we'd get 8 stacks and we would just roll Onslaught.
yeah, yo,
um, but no, it was always like if you died, you're spawning always a little bit too far out on Onslaught. And I said so many times, like, they need to fix the spawns on these big maps. And then the BR comes out, and now we're literally sprinting through these maps in like a minute or two.
yeah,
I don't know. It almost feels like the Onslaught maps are bigger than the BR maps, but they're not.
yeah.
Like,
It's just because of the style of play that you're doing with Arena. It really is. You're heading to a central point to find people to kill, where with BR, you're not heading towards any central point until the circle
yeah,
closes in on you. You're just kind of,
everybody's going to some.
yeah, and like I'll say even in a team deathmatch mode, where it's probably the most chaotic mode of any arena mode, people still will gravitate to central parts of a map just because it helps with gameplay. Like
Yep.
subconsciously, you're trying to be like, let's get into the action. So those maps will always feel smaller. What I feel,
Yeah.
what I feel like would actually be kind of a help with the big team modes is they either need to make the lobby sizes bigger, which I don't think they can do with their servers yet, or they need
No,
to section off parts. Like they need to like just put up a big wall and section off a part of that map to make
I
it
agree with that.
work for the onslaught a little bit more, because there's whole bases you're never going to go and see when you're playing onslaught. You only see it when you're playing the BR.
You only spawn, you run through it, and then
Not even like until I said something. There was an orange base that they didn't even have spawns in. You didn't even spawn there. You didn't, like, you wouldn't even spawn there. And then like I had made a big fit about it, and then it was within the past week I started actually spawning there when I played.
that's crazy.
But then you spawn there and you're trekking across half the map just to get back in the action.
Yep.
So yeah, there's just small things I feel like they could do to improve the flow of onslaught itself. Or maybe their next map they do is just smaller and it's like a smaller BR map. Or give us Sanctum. See how that plays.
Oh,
Give us Sanctum.
just Sanctum, please.
Just give us Sanctum.
Honestly, Sanctum is really, really nice. And it's
Yeah.
crazy that we had Sanctum in our eyes the entire time, dude.
Yeah, dude. I never even
It
thought
was
about
right
that.
front of the entire time. It
Yeah.
was always in the background when you load the game up.
To be fair, like I had saw that. I'm like, dude, that's some crazy shit back there, but there was just they have kept so much secret from us for so long, and they I think it was around that short period of time had started dropping content one after another, and it was just so hard to keep up with stuff, honestly. Like I was trying to and I couldn't. And then yeah, you see something like that, like what is that? Well, I can't think about that. There's all this that's going on still,
Yeah.
you know. And that's one thing I will say they did a really good job of with this launch is it was ever since the start of April, it was just constant content drip. Constant.
Oh yeah.
It was
All
nonstop. And it hasn't stopped. And they're like continuing to
it's
give us
still
content.
going.
They're still going. And they have, from what I've heard, they have plans for the next year to two of content. Like already planned out, which is kind of
Really.
cool. Well, not like I don't think it's fully planned out, but they already have ideas going for the next year
Probably have
or two.
the
Yeah.
goals and everything,
Yeah.
everything that they want for it. Yeah.
So I'm kind of excited to hear about that. Like that was the thing that we always wanted with Splitgate 1 was that constant updates and constant improvement. That's what kept us so strong as a community. It wasn't
Honestly.
always having the perfect game. It was knowing that the devs were going to give us the next update that we wanted. They always, for the most part, I would say, gave us updates that we asked for.
I was gonna touch on that. That's probably one of the main reasons why our community is so strong is because the devs are so interactive with the
Hmm.
community as well.
Yeah,
Like they obviously they care. Like
they play.
it's not anything. Yeah, they play. They care. You can kill them in the game and get
Yeah,
a dev killer skin.
yeah. That was one thing I loved because uh, in the map building Discord, we do our custom game nights every weekend. And back in
Yeah.
Splitgate 1, every now and then you'd have devs just hop in and play with us. It was like one of the coolest things ever because they would actually be in VC and you could just sit there, ask them questions about this, that, and they would
Yep.
respond and they would be like genuine with what they were saying. It almost became like they're your friends because in a lot of cases they were like Finest
No,
Ben,
honestly.
like
Just a good. I was just gonna bring him up.
dude's a homie. Like he's more than just a dev. He oh, I'm sorry, I'm going on.
I was just gonna say I literally had been in my Discord playing with me like last week, 4 days ago, something like
You
that.
know, yeah, no,
Like,
he still hops in chats to just talk with us. He just dropped a video going over Meridian stats and why he likes one of the wonkiest Meridian builds ever. Dude's just funny. He's got a personality. You don't always get to see that from the devs of other games, and
right.
I love it. Oh, hell yeah. I do want to start opening up questions to chat soon, if that's okay with you.
Oh, absolutely. Run
Hell
it.
yeah. Hell yeah. Um, I do want your thoughts on. Did you play the OG Splitgate mode?
Yes, I did.
How do you think it played and felt?
I thought it felt pretty well. There is some concern from a couple other people that it's only the arrows, AR and carbine.
No, it's not.
Like you can't.
I thought it was all. Am I
Nope.
wrong? Oh. Oh yeah, you
It's
are right.
only arrows, carbine, and AR.
Yeah, because those are technically the ones that feel like Splitgate won the most. Which like I understand. I think what people wanted more out of an OG mode though is just even starts. Like it's not essentially about having just the arrows, Splitgate, and assault rifle. It's just about everyone having just a carbine and assault rifle to start.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. Like, I don't care if it's Eros, Meridian, or Sabrask, but we all start with that same type of weapon, and then we have to go out and fight for everything else on the map.
Or
Like,
power weapons. Yeah.
I'd even be okay with them putting some of the abilities in as pickups, but they have to be pickups. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. No, absolutely.
keep that OG mode as an OG arena mode, and you can add in your abilities. You can add in equipment. You can add in that stuff, but they have to be pickups. That's all it is.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah,
And
actually really cool.
yeah, right. Like it basically kind of play like Halo when you think about it. Like
Yeah.
you're basically like leaning into more the Halo aspect of arena shooters, because on the other side of things, on the normal like vanilla game, you're leaning into the COD aspect. So balancing the two communities, I feel like would be a good idea.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And I mean, I just don't know how a lot of people would cater towards that because I know a lot of people play OG as a mode to kind of get away from all of the abilities and everything.
Yeah, I think it's more from my understanding, because I come from the Halo community more, and I know a lot of people who their biggest complaint it isn't the abilities exactly, it's the fact that you don't have to fight for them. Anyone can have them at any point, and you don't know who has what, and that makes it
Uh,
really hard to actually predict what's going to happen and how to like strategize your fights, which
No, that makes sense.
like I can agree with. Like you can add these things, but they have to be things you fight over.
Yeah, no, I can totally agree with that.
So yeah, just my final thoughts on that. One change for OG mode is just make more things pickups. It's not always about just having just a base loadout, you know?
Yeah. Okay, I gotta ask this one.
Okay.
What's your opinion on the gravitas?
I had so many mixed feelings. So
Right?
many mixed feelings. Like, from, oh my god, this is the best feeling gun I've ever used, to, like, oh my god, this needs to be nerfed. It's too fucking good. Because you can just take out an entire team without trying. It's not even a question. So for me, the question isn't is it OP? The question is how do they balance it?
Yeah, I'm gonna take a guess at this because it is a power weapon. It's meant to be powerful.
Yes.
I think they're going to drop the range of the pull on it and drop the range of the one shot hit on it, and they're gonna drop the ammo on it.
If they drop the ammo, they should keep the damage range. That's one thing I will
I
say.
agree with that. I think they should do like 3 and 3 shots instead of 4 and 4.
Yeah, 3 and 3. Oh well, see, they have to keep it an even number. No, it's right now it's 6 and 6.
Pull shoot.
So it has to be an even number for the pull shoot.
Yeah.
But if you just do like an energy charge and have it take 6 charges, because it is an energy weapon, so like the energy
Yeah.
makes sense. You don't have like it. Honestly, it having 6 bullets doesn't make sense to me at all.
Mhm.
So you give it a charge like you give the bat, and you give it 6 charges.
Yeah.
It's still going to be
Yeah,
strong.
doing it like the railgun would be perfect.
Yeah,
Like the OG railgun.
but on that note, does that mean we need to buff the bat then too? Because even with that nerf, that gives question to if we should buff the bat.
Honestly, the bat is kind of different. Like it's so overpowered in regular play, but it's also it's it feels to me like it's quite underpowered in VR.
Yeah, because you gotta close the gap, which is the hardest part.
Closing the gap and the shields.
Yeah,
You have to hit somebody like at least twice with that.
yeah. No, you're not wrong.
So
And honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing it buffed with maybe a little more damage for BR, or
yeah,
even just 1 or 2 more swings.
yeah.
Honestly,
Give
because
it swings in VR. That makes sense.
you only get 4 swings, which in normal mode can be enough. But if they keep adding weapons like the gravitas, it might end up not being enough anymore, and you might need to increase the ammo by like 1 to 2 swings just to keep that kill
Yeah.
potential around the same.
Make it so that you still want the bat in VR. Because
Ye-
as of right now, I don't want to touch the bat in VR.
No, I can agree with that because I remember I tried it once. I got a swing on someone. They still had a sliver of health, and now I'm just stuck with a bat in my hand, waiting to swing again.
Yep.
um, yeah, the gravitas is fun when you have it. Uh,
Yeah.
Does anyone in chat have any questions they want to ask Yeti while we have him here? We are kind of getting into the last like 20 or so minutes of stream here, I'd say. Uh, I, while we do that though, let's hydrate. Um, have you played the no portal mode yet?
Nope.
I was gonna say
You will never catch me on it.
I haven't either, just because I didn't like it in Splitgate 1. I wasn't expecting to like it in Splitgate 2, but I might try it before it rotates out, just to say I gave it a try.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
Here, I'm gonna share your Twitch, or can you share your Twitch in chat?
I
Hi. There you go. Go follow Yeti on his Twitch. He is
Oops,
an actual goat.
did not mean to do caps on that.
Um, yeah. Are you worried at all about with this BR mode? Do you think they're going to be putting less effort into the arena side of things, or do you?
No,
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 that's not
they're
worried.
gonna they're gonna keep it pretty even. If not, they're gonna focus on. They're gonna. I think they're gonna have their own team working for VR and their own team working on arena
So
because I know Ben is actually. I believe Ben is one of the arena game mode devs.
I don't know about the gameplay side of things and the engineering side of things. I know at least on the level design of things, um, they're doing both. Like they basically will
Yeah.
make both the arena and BR maps, but you have people like Sam Malone, you have people like Blaze, you have people like I recently met Death Star OG or Garrett. They are all phenomenal level designers. I know there's a couple others who I'm forgetting. There's one other I can't think of off the top of my head.
I think the only one I know is Blaze.
Uh, Slaphead, I think his name is. I got a chance to meet more, because
Yeah.
they tend to hop in the level designers chats every now and then, but they're all amazing level designers. They come from the Halo community. They a lot of them actually worked on what is called the Halo 5 Mythic initiative, and for those of you who don't know, because I'm assuming most don't, it was this project that the Halo 5 forging community started, where they weren't happy with a lot of the maps coming out in Halo 5, so they completely redesigned them. Well, redesigned old maps that looked like Halo 2 and Halo 3 style maps, and they also redid the game mode to where it felt like OG Halo. So
Oh, that's
yeah, the level designers we got in Splitgate 2, they're some top tier guys. They do great work, and they've been doing great work for years. So I'm never worried about the maps we get, especially ever since Splitgate 2. Um, I know some people say they miss Splitgate 1 maps. There are some I do miss. Like, what was
I
one of
miss
your.
this.
Yeah, I was just going to
I miss.
say. I really hope they bring Abyss back, but to be fair, that was Blaze's map too. So that just goes to show you, like, they do great work. The people who've been making the best Splitgate maps are the ones making the maps still.
Yeah, and honestly, the connections that I've been like making between OG Splitgate 1 maps and the Splitgate 2 map, I feel like there are connections to it, especially on the big map. Um,
Yeah.
I think there's an Abyss area or Foregone area near in Fracture somewhere.
Oh, I'd have to check that out for sure. I'm gonna have to check that out.
It's an area that looks like it would be like Abyss if it was overrun, and there's something happening there. And you know, Abyss is kind of crazy, but
So,
I know from the inside of Abyss you can see. I believe it's the light from Foregone,
mm, yep. I
which is
well,
why.
I do know that the level design from Abyss is reminiscent of some Halo level design, so that doesn't actually
Yeah,
surprise me. It is just something that after you've learned the theory of making maps, it kind of stays ingrained in you as you make fresh layouts too. It can be a new
yeah.
design, but it'll run off of a similar theory. Um, Oasis, by the way, is Ozone now. Okay, Ozone is Oasis. Oasis is Ozone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
yeah. They basically what they did was they got rid of the big portal walls on the side, so you couldn't just portal camp or portal across the entire map. They
I miss those.
shrunk it down a bit. They lowered down the sniper bridge, and they minimized that little underground bunker they had. And now you got Ozone.
That's wild.
Yeah. No, I like after playing it a couple times. I'm like, wait, this is Ozone.
I was like, this
This
feels
is
familiar.
Oasis.
When you play that. I was like, it feels familiar. It feels like I've been here before.
Yep. Like, it's not your first time playing it. Like, this is a map I've definitely played before, but I haven't played this before. Something's off.
What do you think about the stadium rework?
I like it. Know there's still problems with the portal rotations, but at the same time, they've fixed the problem I had before, where you don't just stay at the top level the entire time now.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that's the main problem I had with it in Splitgate 1. So I'm happy
Is it-
that's fixed.
Yeah.
But to be fair, it's a level design that's hard to get right. It's such a small map. Like, it should
Yeah.
be a takedown map. Honestly, just make it a takedown map, and you're fine.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about getting the spawnings perfect. It's takedown now. I love the portal kill though. Have you used or seen that yet?
Stadium?
Yep.
That's the only portal kill that I have so far. I got one dude with it.
I think it's I'm not sure if there's even any other portal kills, to be honest. Valkyrie had
There's no, I don't think there's any direct portal
no
kills.
direct ones. No
Yeah.
direct ones is what I'm trying to say. Like,
Other than Stadium one. The
yeah,
Stadium one is a direct one if you go through it.
yeah, yeah. It's kind of like the old school ones that we had on Foregone, where it's like you had to look through the little.
The
Uh,
little grate
yeah,
in the floor, yeah.
yeah.
Or the bars, yeah.
Pan user. There we go. Um, yeah, no, I've been having a lot of fun playing Splitgate 2, and I'm just excited for the future of Splitgate. I only see it doing good. Like, we're not going to be stuck in the days where our player base is sub 1,000 players. I don't think that's going to be.
Yeah. Not anytime soon.
N-
It's gonna be a long time for sure before
yeah,
that happens.
yeah. And I'm here for it. I'm happy. I've been enjoying going into games and not seeing the same people over and over.
Oh,
Like, you're actually seeing new players, people trying out the maps for the first time. Although I do need to sometimes let up on them and not just cook them for no reason. But it's
now that you say that, I should probably do that too. My first VR game that I had the other night, like 2 nights ago, it was actually the one with Owen. I was like 28 and like 7 or something like that. Like just frying, like literally killed over half the lobby.
I believe that though. I need to get myself well, I kind of have myself a BR team with Bam and his crew, but I feel like a lot of the times I kind of impede on them since I don't play a lot. So it's kind of like they got to make room for me to come in and play a match.
Yeah.
But it
I mean, my lobbies are always open. I just don't think you're online whenever I'm on.
no, probably not. You get on normally around when I'm going to bed. Or
Yeah.
and then you're getting off close to when I'm getting up to go to work.
Yep.
Because like there's definitely been times where like I'll check Twitch before I go to work. I'm like, oh, there's Yeti still streaming. Uh,
Oops.
that's hilarious. What shift do you work for work then?
Uh, Usually I work like 4 till 10, 11,
40.
12-ish.
Okay. Okay.
Whenever I'm needed, really. I start at 4. I'm there till
See,
I'm needed.
you're just like my buddy Zoop because he tends to work a lot of. He works as a cook too, and he
Yeah.
literally won't wake up till just before he goes to work, and then he will then play and stream after he gets back from work.
Zoop Dog?
Zoop dog,
I know Zoop.
Zoop, Zoopaloop.
Zoop's awesome.
Zoop's great. He's been busy though. He recently his girlfriend moved up by him, and they got a place together. So he's been focused on getting his life all straight.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but he's doing good though. So it's always nice that he still hops in every now and then and says hi.
Nice, nice. That's good to hear, though.
Yeah, I think. Thank you, Bam. Thank you. I think with that though, we're gonna bring the stream to an end. We've been going for a little bit over an hour, so I think that was. Honestly, I had a lot of fun having you here. The
Oh,
conversations
dude, I love it.
were great, and I want to do this again in the future. I like
Yeah, absolutely.
once we get like some big, another big update in. We're probably gonna have a lot more to talk about.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And with that, y'all have a good one. We'll see you next Tuesday. I'm going to be doing my next build stream. Recently, I've been working on remaking X Defiant maps in Splitgate 2. Uh, as most of you probably know, their servers just got shut down last week, so their whole community of players, they're kind of sad and they want to play X Defiant. So I'm going to bring some of the maps to Splitgate to kind of give them a home to play, I guess. It's not exactly the same, but it's close enough,
Hey, it worked.
right? Yeah, but I'll see you guys Tuesday around 7 p.m. Eastern. Until then, stay sexy, stay cool, and peace out.